when you see the building how it was, and then of course when we come in and do the demolition, abatement, things like that, then your heart begins to drop because you're thinking this is going to take a long, long time. But we're at that stage now where we've fixed everything, we've repaired everything, and now we're starting to put things together. And even though you can look around and it doesn't look like that to many of the people that are passing by, but inside a lot of the work is being done. The elevator's been put in, a lot of the finishes are being put in, the ceilings are being put in, and Andrew, the one thing that to remember is a lot of the ceilings that we have in here are very decorative ceilings. They have ornamental trim work around many of them. So that has to be taken into account. And a lot of that's been done. So all we have to do now is get to the painting, putting in the lights.
Which is the last step, correct?
The last step is an overall cleaning job, but prior to that, yes, the painter is the last subcontractor off the job site.
That's right, yeah. But before that, and speaking about some of the rain and stuff that's coming on, there's been a few more plaster stuff that's come on because things inside are a little moist, is that correct?
Well, like you felt up in the area, you could put your hand on the plaster and you could still feel how damp it is. What we have to do is we have to make sure that the moisture reading on the plaster is about 7% moisture. Optimal. We can do something below 10%, but we're shooting for about 7 or 8%. And the contractor regularly puts a meter and checks the moisture content of the plaster. At my last reading, or my last hearing of a reading, we were sitting between 17 and 22%. Now that was a couple of weeks ago. We've had some very nice weather, very warm weather, but as you can see, we're getting cloudy, it's getting rainy. We don't have to deal with the cold weather anymore. So a lot of good things are in our favor now, and the plaster is beginning to dry out. However, because the plaster, as I said, I think in our last interview, we talked about a lot of the plaster had to be redone, and then moisture issues, getting the moisture out of the plaster. Well, that's put the painter behind. So when we were talking about getting ready to move in April, May, now we're looking at late June, early July. And it's unfortunate, and like I said, we have a great commissioner's court here, great judge, very understanding, that we cannot paint over wet plaster or it'll crack and bubble up, and we'll be repainting again real soon. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the theme of this, is get it right.
Get it right the first time. If we do have a change that delays the reopening of the building, I'll meet with Judge LaFleur from Marion County, who's our project manager here for the county here, for Upshur County. I'll meet with him at Commissioner's Court and explain the issue. The Commissioner's Court, I've done several courthouses, and all of them have been very good to work with, but this is an outstanding group to work with because they're very knowledgeable about the construction phases. They understand the setbacks that we go through. They understand that we're not just holding back to prolong this thing. We all want to be finished. And so they're very, very understanding. So I couldn't ask for a better client and a better owner to work with at all.
Right, absolutely.
It's been great. Hopefully very soon here we can enclose the building, get the air conditioning and heating system up and running. It'll stabilize the building, and it'll be that way from now on. But until then, I mean, we're still a couple of months from firing up the system.
That's right.
So until then, as you stated very correctly here, we have large fans throughout the building, and as you can see, we've got a nice breeze here today. It's rather cool, very nice. That really helps in providing us drawing out the moisture within the building. So between that and the fans we've got going, we're inching forward. We're moving forward. We're no longer stepping back. I mean, when you and I were walking up on the 5th floor, those guys that we had to walk around, walk under, and all, that was electricians. They're going gangbusters right now. They're wiring all the lighting. They have to get all of their stuff in, and then we come in and we put the ceilings in. And as you saw, we have a majority of the ceilings in now. So the lighting is all set up, the wiring is all set up. All we got to do now is just put things together.
There's concrete sidewalks right here being put in. Half the windows, more than half the windows are out right now.
If not all the windows
have been
done.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on the 5th floor where we had the jail, where we had to remove all of the brick openings. Those windows are still in production.
I see.
They're having to be replicated, and they're steel, so it's going to take a little time. Then we'll be done with the windows, and all the glazing has been put in, the glass has been put in. We've recaulked the panes, and then right after that dries, then they go in and they paint it. The painter comes in, and you'll see some of them have a little gray, and some of them have black. The black is finished color. We have historic furniture throughout the building. The district courtroom, the commissioner's courtroom, we have all the benches. Many of those benches were in the county storage areas. We've brought them back. We're going to fix them, restore them, like people sat on them in the 1930s. So they're going to look great. But unfortunately, some of them had to be repaired. And so we commissioned a subcontractor to do this work. And they've had the furniture for pretty close to a year in their storage. Unfortunately, they had to bow out of their contract, which we found out only last month. Their staff is no longer large enough to take care of the load. This is a group that is not only doing Upshur County, but they're doing another county west of here. So they're having to halt the work out there as well. So it puts us in a real dilemma. Fortunately for us, J.C. Stoddard Construction has their own in-house millwork. They just didn't have it in their time frame to do it. So we're rushing right now, and we're having all the furniture brought up from South Texas to a storage that has been donated or helped donate by the county. So we're putting all the furniture in there, and then J.C. Stoddard will start working to renovate and restore that furniture. So, which I'm a little happier about, because it allows me to put a little bit more eyes on the finished product, because we have what we call a conservator's report. A gentleman down in Galveston named Yanni Langer. He is an outstanding finished conservator, where he can find out exactly what the original color was, what the original stain was, what the original finishes were, based on laboratory work that he does. And so we go by his report. And so with his report, I'll be able to put eyes on it to make sure that we've got the right stain color, the right historic stain color. So it's all going to work out.
When hopefully this is completed in 2 months, will there be a sigh of relief from you? What will that be?
Well, sigh of relief that it's done, yes. Except I really love Gilmer. I'm getting really attached to this place, and you do that in my line of work, because you're on a job site for anywhere between 22 and 26 months, and you get used to people. You get to liking the people around the square. My barber is now across the street. What am I going to do for a barber now? The restaurants. You get to meet the people. It's great.
Yeah.
So you have friends for a very, very long time. It's kind of a dual thing. I'm going to be very happy that the county can move back in. I'm going to be very happy that the community can see their new courthouse again. But I'll be sad that I can't come back out here on a regular basis. Just bear with us. We're coming to the final. It may not, like I said, when you're driving by, it may not look like it. But the last thing that we do is the groundwork here. It'll be nice and grassy. We've already laid all of the sidewalks, the ramps for the handicap parking. We're very grateful, very thankful for the contractor and for the county. So far, no added costs.